I spent years helping my ungrateful stepmom with her business. But when she tried to cut me out of her will, I revealed who really owned it. When Dad married Beatrice 3 years after Mom's death, I was desperate for a mother figure. Beatrice owned a small catering company that she'd built from nothing, working 18-hour days to land corporate contracts. I admired her drive. "Want to help me this weekend?" she'd ask, and I'd spend Saturdays learning her recipes, managing inventory, and handling client calls. By my senior year, I was essentially running the day-to-day operations while she focused on sales. After high school, instead of college, I threw myself into expanding the business. I redesigned the website, streamlined our ordering system, and landed 3 major contracts with tech companies downtown. Beatrice bragged to everyone about her brilliant stepdaughter. "Penelope is my right hand," she'd tell clients. Don't know what I'd do without her. For 5 years, I worked 60-hour weeks for minimum wage while Beatrice bought herself a new BMW and moved us into a bigger house. When I mentioned wanting a raise or profit sharing, she'd remind me how lucky I was to learn from someone so successful. Then Dad had his heart attack. At the hospital, while he was still unconscious, Beatrice pulled me aside. "I've been thinking about the business," she said. "You've been a tremendous help, but I need to start planning for succession. My sister's daughter just graduated culinary school." My stomach dropped. "What does that mean?" "Cordelia needs experience. She'll be taking over your responsibilities." I stared at her. "The responsibilities I've been handling for 5 years? You can stay on part-time. Answer phones, maybe." That night, I couldn't sleep. I'd given up college, dating, friendships, everything, for a woman who saw me as disposable help. The next morning, I started documenting everything. Every recipe I'd modified, every client relationship I'd built, every system I'd implemented. What I discovered made my blood boil. The business bank account showed payments to consulting fees for the past 3 years. The consultant was me, but I'd never received those payments. Beatrice had been billing the company for my work, then keeping the money. I'd been creating invoices for services I provided, but she'd been paying herself instead of me. The tax filings were even more revealing. According to the IRS, I was listed as a business partner entitled to 40% ownership. Beatrice had used my partnership status to qualify for minority business loans, then hidden the paperwork from me. I confronted her when she visited Dad in the ICU. "You've been stealing from me," I said quietly, "and lying to the government." Her face went white. "I don't know what you're talking about." I pulled out the bank statements. 3 years of consultant payments, made out to cash, deposited into your personal account. That's not, and this. I showed her the partnership documents. 40% owner. "Funny how you forgot to mention that when you were firing me." Beatrice grabbed my arm. "You can't prove anything." "I already did. The IRS received copies yesterday." She tried to bargain, offered me a small buyout, promised me a real salary. "Too late," I said. "You chose your sister's daughter over your stepdaughter. Now live with the consequences." The audit took 6 months. Beatrice lost everything. The business, the house, her reputation. She had to sell Dad's tools to pay the back taxes and penalties. I used my 40% ownership to transfer the business assets to myself, then hired her former employees directly. We reopened under a new name, Penelope's Kitchen. Dad recovered and moved in with me. On quiet evenings, he'll ask what happened to the catering business. "Beatrice made some poor financial decisions," I tell him, "but don't worry. I learned everything I needed from her."